Hey guys, welcome back to Warhammer Weekend Times. I'm Stan, your host, and we are continuing the tournament that is currently going on in Call of Warhammer Beginning the End Time Steam group. And today we got Stevothree playing as the Grand Principality of Reichland, and his opponent is going to be LordJoe, who's bringing the Dwarves to the battle today. And we'll go ahead and go over the army comps really quick and then start this battle up. But anyway, guys, LordJoe has a whole bunch of Thunderers lined up here, and then behind them he's got some Dwarf Warriors and some Iron Breakers behind them, and then they are kind of defending these two units of Dwarf Mortar, and then he's got some Longbeards in the back, and then his general unit way in the back, who's going to be his be in this Greatbeard unit. On the flanks, he's got some Bugman Rangers and then some Dwarf Rangers over here, and then on the other flank, he's got two units of Bugman Rangers and then a unit of Iron Drakes. That's going to be his army, guys. Let's go ahead and go over. Oh, Steveothree's army. Little camera malfunction. But Steveothree has two units of Stallion Cavalry on this flank right over here. He's also got some dismounted Reiksguard with halberds, some great swords, some Knights of Aurigio, some more dismounted Reiksguard, some Grudgebringer infantry. He's kind of got like just two of each of those units kind of lined up in this big line. In the front, he's got some Grudgebringer crossbows, very appropriately named for what they were about to do to the Dwarves. And then over on this flank, he's got a unit of Bright Wizards, one unit of Volan's Venators, and then a unit of Stallion Caballeros. And then in the back, he's got another unit of Volan's Venators with his general, going to be right here. That's his four. Oh, actually, and then he's also got two units of Carroburg Greatswords in the back. And that's going to be the armies, guys. Let's go ahead and go full speed on this, and we are going to see the Grudgebringer crossbows getting into position to start firing at the Dwarves. But if we go ahead and look at the Dwarves over here, they are already getting ready to shoot at those Grudgebringer crossbows, and they're going to fire into that line. And we are going to see a whole bunch of these Grudgebringer crossbows go down, doing a pretty good amount of damage in that volley actually right there. And then the Dwarf Mortars are going to be coming in. The Bright Wizards are getting ready though to be firing into this big blob of Dwarfs, and they're going to see their fires raining down on them, hitting a whole bunch of units in the process, hitting some of these Longbeards, hitting some of these Iron Breakers, some of the more elite units getting some few kills in them, actually getting a lot of kills in this Longbeard unit here, killing about, I think there's like 60 in a unit, so he did a lot of damage to that unit there, and really doing a lot of damage. Just look at this huge chunk just cut out of LordJoe's line by that just single volley. It does look like Steveothree is getting his Stallion Caballeros kind of in position into kind of a flanking position for his cav once his infantry starts moving in. And it does look like he's going to be charging in these Grudgebringer infantry, but they're going to take a really nasty volley from those Thunderers. And it does look like more of these mortars are going to be coming in, hitting some of his mages, actually knocking down two of them, and I think one of them is going to get back up. Yeah, there he goes. Some of these dismounted Reiks are kind of charging into the flank area. All these guys coming in. Here we go. The Dwarf Warriors charging out to meet the Grudgebringer infantry, and then the Knights of Aurigio kind of half of them kind of reinforcing the Grudgebringer infantry, but the other half charging into the Dwarf Thunderers. That's exactly what he wants. Over here we see some. Oh, okay, those are axes flying through. Some of these great swords charging up. Some of these Iron Drakes almost charging into those great swords, but they're going to be charging up, and then so are these dismounted Reiksguard. He has them out of shield wall position, so they are going to be I'm sorry guys, not shield wall, pike wall formation, and they're going to be charging up, so they're going to actually get a really good charge bonus. I think the charge bonus is actually really high for the dismounted Reiksguard units, but they're going to get into position and start working on these Bugman Rangers. Those Bugman Rangers are going to be firing in, but oh my god, okay, here we go. The Iron Drakes just roasting that entire unit of dismounted halberds. Oh my god. Completely destroying them in just one shot like that. That was incredible. Destroying a lot of these great swords as well. If we look over here, it does look like the Volan's Venators have started to charge in. It does look like we're getting a really good charge in from these Stallion Caballeros, also into the backs of these Bugman Rangers. In between these, there's a few great swords left, and they are really effective at cutting down these other two-handed units because they don't have high defense. And that's going to do a lot of damage, actually. It's going to cut them down to 17 in that unit. And then here come more of these Bugman Rangers coming up to them. I think they're out of ammo. And then another really good shot from these Iron Drakes coming in, just roasting these dismounted Reichsguard and these Knights of Arigio, and then he is also going to continue firing with his mortar out into, looks like he's still trying to hit some of these Bright Wizards. There's only 2 left in this unit, so he's actually done a very effective job at cutting them down. These Stallion Caballeros are going to be charging into these Bugman Rangers and into their backs and their flanks and doing a lot of damage to them as well. These dismounted Reichsguard with halberds are really effective too at cutting down these units. They have a very quick attack animation, and then he's going to charge in with his Volans Venators into this Dwarf mortar, disabling them. That's really what he wants to do, is take out these high value targets that have a lot of potential to kill lots of units in a single volley. And he was getting his units really close, actually, to where I don't think they could volley or shoot into these lines because there's a high risk he would hit his Thunderers, or at least the artillery thinks it would. But it does look like he's also getting his Iron Drakes back into a good position. LordJoe's going to really capitalize on these weapon teams and fire in and kill a lot of these Carroburg Greatswords, a lot of these Knights of Arigio. Getting a lot. I don't know how many kills these guys have gotten this game, but it's a lot. He at least 100, because he roasted the entire unit of dismounted Reichsguard, and there were like 60 in that unit. And look at this, continuing to fire each volley, killing a bunch of these knights, really cutting the numbers down. He's going to start firing into this huge infantry blob, and if he can get a couple more good volleys, he can wipe out a lot of his units and maybe turn the tide of the battle. Steveothree, though, does have the cav advantage and the maneuverability advantage in that regard, and he is going to start kind of moving around, doing some more cycle charging, and it does look like, though, that the Grudgebringer crossbows are really whittling down these Iron Drakes, only down to 4 in a unit, and then the dismounted Reichsguard are going to charge in and start finishing them off, and that melee engagement is going to prevent them from firing, and that is really kind of going to be it for these Iron Drakes. The Stallion Caballeros charging in, and they are going to pretty much end that threat there. That's going to be really bad for LordJoe, because right now it does look like he is really kind of outmatched infantry-wise. He doesn't really have any more weapon teams. His Thunderers are gone. He doesn't really have too much in the way of, I mean, his mortars are gone. His really expensive units are pretty much gone. He does have some melee infantry. He's got some Longbeards. He's got some of these Bugman Rangers, which I don't think these guys have ammo left. They only have a few volleys, if I remember correctly, but they're still a pretty good unit in melee. But against that many, against this many Empire troops, though, he is not really going to be able to cut through. He's really kind of, the only killing power he has is just in how strong his melee infantry is, but I think he's only got like 3 units left. He's got these Longbeards, he's got some Bugman's Rangers, and then I think he's just got his Greatbeards over here. His Greatbeards are going to be really good. They're going to probably last a while in melee combat, but they are, he just has the cav advantage. He's got the infantry advantage. At this point, Steveothree really has kind of won the game. But it was very cool to see those Iron Drakes do so much damage. LordJoe definitely took advantage of the really good situation that was kind of presented before him and capitalized on that. So it was really cool to see that. We really don't ever see Dwarves in field battles, mostly because they're not very maneuverable, and cav usually, once it gets in there, unless you've just completely surrounded yourself with stakes, you kind of have to, and even if you do, you kind of have to like bunch up, which is not something you want to do in Call of Warhammer, because there's a lot of things that if you bunch up, artillery and mages will all do a ton of damage to your troops. So, but anyway, guys, that was the battle. Congratulations, Stevo3, on a win and an advancement to the second bracket. It was a really fun battle to watch, guys. I really enjoyed this one. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you guys liked anything in this video or disliked anything in the video, be sure to let me know in the comments. More are coming. If you guys have sent me your replays and I haven't quite gotten to them yet, don't worry. I got them, and I am working on them daily. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I will see you guys next time.